what a win last night for Liverpool. West Ham, pretty woeful, we've got to say, but Liverpool still absolutely flying. And the interesting thing I think about the win as well, Rory, was that obviously you've got Salah, who is just, unstoppable at the moment, and there's been all that talk about his contract situation. Still no real word on that at the moment. He's of course been quite vocal about it. But one of the other players that scored is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Brilliant goal, by the way, from the edge of the box, and he was in my fantasy team, so cheers for that, Trent. But he is heavily linked with a move to Real Madrid, and so it's this bizarre situation where you've got Liverpool seemingly heading towards another Premier League title, but you've got Van Dijk, who's been a rock at the back, Salah, who's on fire, and Trent, and all three of them have their futures up in the air. I want to focus on Trent first. My first question for you is, if you're about to see huge success, not just this season, but maybe in the future as a Liverpool player, do you think it's the right move for him to go to Real Madrid?
No, I don't. I just for the record, I think this will happen. But no, I don't think it's the right move. I don't think he should go. I think he should certainly stay and see what is going to happen. This Arne Slot revolution feels exciting, totally unpredictable. It's gone to plan. That performance that they put in against West Ham United, it was perfect. Like, I genuinely mean that. I don't use the word lightly. I think it was the perfect performance. The perfect result, the perfect end to 2024. That performance under Arne Slot was just perfection. And look, West Ham United, we've covered this. They didn't play well. But Liverpool were flawless. They were immaculate. And I think that it's very exciting. I can see Liverpool winning multiple trophies this year. But the one thing that Liverpool do not have, and it's probably the only club in world football that is bigger than Liverpool, they do not have the allure of Real Madrid, the allure of the Galacticos. If that whets your appetite, for me it doesn't. Like, genuinely, I don't really get it. I don't really care. I find them fairly uninspiring. But if it gets you, and we've seen countless examples, it got Beckham. It got him. He couldn't not go. I think it might have got hold of Trent Alexander-Arnold, and being a part of this new look Real Madrid team in the new look Bernabeu, linking up with his best mate Jude Bellingham, aligning himself with Tchouaméni and Camavinga and Vinicius. I think that there's something going on there, and obviously linking up with, again, I find this fairly underwhelming as well. But for him, if he wants to go and play with Kylian Mbappe, if he wants to make history at Los Blancos, winning European Cups, I can see why it would matter to him.
Yeah,
but I think he's making a mistake. If he goes, I think it's a mistake.
Let's get the view from Spain with the Spanish football expert Terry Gibson. Terry, very good afternoon to you, sir. What's the view from Spain on this move at the moment? It seems a bit up in the air. Is there any noises from Real Madrid about what might happen with Trent?
Yes, there is, and it's rather surprising that they want it in January. They don't want to wait till the end of the season. And I get why they want that, because Danny Carvajal is injured and out for the rest of the season. They only have Lucas Vázquez. Fede Valverde has been operating at right back in to give Vázquez a break now and then. They won't win the Champions League with Lucas Vázquez at right back. Of course, they want to win the Champions League again this season. I think that everybody seems to think it's nailed on that Alexander-Arnold will go to Real Madrid in the summer. But Real Madrid would like it now.
How much will that change the deal, Terry, then, if they do go for him in January, like you think they might do with all those issues that they've got at the moment? Are we talking a much increased fee? Wages, are they going to be different?
I haven't heard too much about the wages. All I've seen is that Real Madrid say they have a fantastic relationship with Liverpool, and they don't want that to change. So they're aware that it would be extremely difficult to get Alexander-Arnold in January. But they do desperately need a right back. But Ancelotti has said if it's not Alexander-Arnold, he's quite happy to continue with what he has. But that's the noises coming from Real Madrid at the moment. They would love to do a deal with Liverpool. It wouldn't be a huge fee, would it? Because he'd only have months left on his contract. Would Alexander-Arnold want to leave Liverpool when they're on the cusp of having a fantastic season? I very much doubt it. But it clearly looks like Real Madrid. They've had good success in recent seasons with the free transfers. David Alaba went there on a free transfer. Rudiger went on a free transfer. Mbappe last summer. They do see it as a valuable part of their strategy in terms of that then allows money for the likes of Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Jude Bellingham, of course. so that they've got the mixture just right. And that lure of playing for Real Madrid is enticing for most players, to be perfectly honest. And if you are out of contract and Real Madrid come calling, then it's really difficult to turn it down. Why would you?
Terry, how destabilising do you think it would be for Liverpool to lose one of their talisman at the January point of the season?
Rory, I don't think it'll happen. I think that Liverpool will be reluctant for that, to allow that to happen. So unless it's a ridiculous fee, 50 million, for instance, let's say that just for a few months of his contract left. If it's anything that, if you're being realistic, you're probably talking about 5-10 million. Would that entice Liverpool to disrupt their season? Probably not. And I can't see Real Madrid paying more than that for a player who's got months to run down on his contract. They can announce the signing in January. That might be more stabilising. I think Real Madrid and Liverpool have such a good relationship that even if something is agreed, they'll try and keep it quiet. But we know that's impossible these days. So that might be more destabilising for Liverpool than knowing full well that a player is going to be leaving in a few months for no transfer fee. So it's going to be awkward, but I think that Alexander-Arnold can handle it. I think Liverpool can handle it. And the one that's going to be difficult for is Real Madrid, because they desperately need a right back for this season. So much to play for. They're, of course, challenging for La Liga title and work to do to qualify in the Champions League. But once they get through that, which I'm sure they will, then they'll be looking to win it again. And as I said, I don't think they'll do that with Lucas Vazquez as the right back.
Very interesting stuff. Terry Gibson, thank you very much indeed. Terry Gibson, Spanish football expert there. It's an interesting point as well that Terry makes. He says there that, he doesn't think that this deal will happen in January. I just feel that if I was Trent, you look at where Liverpool are in the league, you surely stay the course of the season. Unless,
yes, I think so.
Surely.
Look, I think so. And I wonder if Trent Alexander-Arnold maybe at one point was open to leaving in January because he didn't know where they would be under Arne Slot. A lot of people now are pretending that they saw this happening for Liverpool, that they predicted Liverpool would be flying high in multiple competitions. But I think the reality is that most people in our position, most people that follow football, felt like Liverpool was slightly in trouble this year. That the first season after Klopp, was there going to be a David Moyes effect in the way that he followed on from Sir Alex Ferguson? Following an iconic manager isn't always easy. And I wonder if Trent Alexander-Arnold potentially had his doubts, and if Liverpool were languishing in 4th, 5th in the league, out of cup competitions, not doing particularly well in the Champions League, maybe he would like the idea of jumping ship January, midway through the season, to go to Real Madrid. But now it just doesn't make any sense at all, to anyone, in fact. The only winner is Real Madrid, and maybe Trent Alexander-Arnold, if he is pining for the opportunity of playing at the Bernabeu.
Yeah, it's funny as well that you said there, how much would it affect Liverpool? If you take those other two into account here as well, so if you had, Mo Salah and Van Dijk, who are also,
incomparable, those speculation.
So what? So if you did Snog, marry, avoid with those three.
Yes.
What are you doing?
There is no comparison from a Liverpool perspective, in my opinion. If you lose Mohamed Salah, your season is totally destabilised. There is no predicting quite how catastrophic Mohamed Salah's omission could be from the Liverpool side.
So you're marrying Salah, yeah?
Whatever happens, Mohamed Salah has to stay.
Yeah.
I think people who talk about Mohamed Salah leaving, when people actually put what they consider to be a credible case forward as to why he should leave, they look at the numbers, they look at what the computer says, they look at the algorithms, and they go, it is in Liverpool's best interest to sell Mohamed Salah now. I think those people are deranged. I think they're deranged. I think they don't understand football. I think they don't know what they're talking about. And football is something that you should feel. It's an emotion, and it's something that you process with your eyes, not a computer algorithm. So anyone that thinks Salah should leave is just totally missing the point and doesn't get it. So Salah has to stay. I think all of the words I just said for Salah can be applied to the way I feel about the Van Dijk situation. No, I don't think Trent is. I don't think Trent Alexander-Arnold. Listen, if you're being totally fair about the whole situation, you from a Liverpool perspective, you keep all three. Of course, you don't want to let a player of Trent Alexander-Arnold's quality go. You don't want to let anyone go. Things are going so well. The squad are doing so well. The harmony in the camp feels brilliant. You don't want anyone to go. But if someone has to go, if we're playing this game, snog, marry, avoid, the avoid is Alexander-Arnold, obviously, by a mile.
He's a phenomenal talent in terms of his passing, is going forward. But I think out of the three,
he's not irreplaceable.
He's
not irreplaceable. What he does is irreplaceable at times. But then you can equalise that a touch because he gets caught out defending.
Yeah.
This whole thing that is now being positioned as a myth. He isn't a particularly good defender. People go, it's a myth. He is. He's brilliant. He gets caught in behind all the time. Like, he genuinely gets caught in behind all the time. So as much as I rate Alexander-Arnold, Conor Bradley is an able deputy. There isn't anyone... Like, the reason why Konate looks like a world-class defender when he plays is because he's alongside Van Dijk. The reason why Joe Gomez at times has looked like a world-class defender is because of that bromance that he's had with Virgil van Dijk. The reason why basically that back line does what it does and is so frugal, so miserly, even when Jarell Quansah comes in, they still don't concede goals. It's Van Dijk. So I think that Van Dijk and Salah are nearly equal. I'd go Salah slightly more valuable because he's a goal scorer. But they're nearly equal because not only do they do the business on the pitch, but they set the tone. They demand excellence from everyone. Everybody has to raise the tide and raise their level when those two players are on the pitch. I don't think that's true about Alexander-Arnold.
03717 22 33 Do you agree with that, Liverpool fans? Is Rory right? Trent, out of those three, is he the easiest to replace, really? Tony, in fact, has got in touch on 81089. He says Conor Bradley is a better defender already than Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Paul Hawksby and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons 1 till 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.